Hey everybody, Andrew here, Bavarian Motor Repairs right here in Capitol Heights, Maryland. Let's say hi, Charlie. Hi, Charlie. Charlie's looking at parts for us. We're going to go over to an issue we're seeing happen more and more commonly, costing some of our clients thousands of dollars. Let's get into it, how we can save a little bit of money here on newer BMWs, as well as older BMWs, but appears to be more so on newer BMWs. I'm going to go ahead and pause, turn the camera around. Now coming over to the vehicle, when a client comes in with a low antifreeze message light warning, first thing we're going to do is we are going to do a visual inspection. First thing you are going to note is there is so much plastic. These vehicles, these engines, these are Olympic athletes, and we have extreme temperatures happening in your engine. And we are going to work for a couple different things: increase performance, but also increased efficiency, fuel economy. One of the ways that we're seeing every manufacturer tend to do that is a lot more plastic components all over. This particular vehicle is going to have multiple cooling systems, not just one. We're going to have a lot of rubber crimp fitted to plastic. And what we're seeing when there's an antifreeze leak and it's driven, other items are very quickly, the integrity of those components are detrimentally damaged, and they're failed. And when the coolant repair is done, the next weakest link in the system during the retesting phase breaks or fails. I'm going to go ahead and pan over. This is your coolant reservoir cap, dead giveaway. You probably just heard it crumble there. When you start looking at them, you're going to see, hey, that's really discolored. That's because the plastic is expanding and contracting, and part of the byproduct is you can start to see the discoloration as it stretches and comes back. Once it overheats, it becomes extremely fragile, and that's going to go for just about everything in the cooling system. Now, traditionally, when looking at an antifreeze system, plastic components, the darker black it is, typically, general rule of thumb is it's going to be a little bit healthier. What we've got is the internal components, which you cannot see externally, and you're going to see these things are just going to crumble. It has been overheated. This is your antifreeze cooling system, and these items will crumble one after the other. And last, I'm going to pause and go over to the fault data. So we're going to do a good visual inspection. We're going to fill the system, put it under pressure. And what we're doing is building a little bit of pressure in here and seeing if that gauge goes down. When that gauge goes down, that's evidence of an external leak because the coolant is able to escape somewhere. We're going to identify that leak, send pictures and videos with a recommendation. Depending on how overheated the system got, is going to kind of determine the best approach. And I'm going to go ahead and pause and go over to some of the fault data. So it's not just a physical inspection, it's not just a pressure test. We do need to get some proper answers. The data is just a fault timestamp of, hey, this is what happened. It never tells us what's wrong, but it does give us a good cookie trail so we know what to find. So using the genuine BMW system, we've got pretty much every tool under the sun. But what it's going to do, every car out there, it's going to give us a fault. And that fault just tells us what area or what system is having a failure. It doesn't tell us what it is. Based on all of the data, what we're physically seeing, and what the tests are showing us, then we know what the correct course of action is. As you can see, this one here, the cylinder head, got to about 178 degrees Celsius. We're over 300 degrees there. The coolant temperature, right there, got to about 126 degrees, so about 250 degrees. That is hot. This engine's traditionally going to run about 220. That's very, very, very hot considering water boils at 212 degrees. When this system has a leak, it very quickly spreads. Instead of one failed component, traditionally we end up with 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's why we want to handle them right away. Don't drive the vehicle if you are seeing antifreeze light. And we'll go from there, but give us a shout. Any questions? We'll get you sorted.